Hey guys, this is Red and Blue. We're live, and this is the deadline day. This is the end of the Mercato. So let's take a few moments together to see what's going on, chat through the biggest transfers of the day, the latest news. I've got my phone next to me. I've got 2 billion tabs open on my computer as well. I've been trolling through the internet all day. Spend my day on X and various websites and so on. So I have all the latest information. The first one and the one that I'm kind of forced to start with is that what the hell PSG? You know, I opened my YouTube channel, and that's the year where we decide literally to have the quietest mercato we've had in 20 years. So yeah, what the hell? Campos out, bring back Leonardo, bring back the fun. Cannot take this. This is just, not good for me. You gotta think of me, PSG. So yeah, what the hell? Anyway, in more details, let's get serious. Deadline day, here we go. So I think, honestly, outside of PSG, quite a busy deadline day, quite a lot of deals getting finalized. And I think, we still have a couple of hours to go. And we're seeing all of the biggest one starting to come together. I think the rest of the mercato, we're seeing a lot of business come out of the UK and the Premier League. I had Fabrizio Romano open in front of me, and what we're seeing is Donnarumma to City. We're seeing Nicolas Jackson from Chelsea to Bayern Munich. We're seeing Mark Gahey going from Crystal Palace to Liverpool. We're seeing, obviously, we're still waiting on Isaac, but it looks like it's going to be a done deal going from Newcastle to Liverpool. We're seeing Buonanotte getting loaned to Chelsea for some reason, which I literally cannot understand. So yeah, lots of things going on. In France, there's a few things as well. I think, for me, I'm mostly laughing at Marseille, who's not only are they losing Rabiot. Rabiot is on his way to AC Milan. It's basically minutes from getting confirmed. He's done the medical, and it's a here we go at this point. But also, apparently, they found a deal with Inter to get French defender Pavard, Marseille, on a loan. And Inter, for the same amount of money, are getting Manuel Akanji from Man City. And I'm finding it hilarious. Not that Akanji would have wanted to go to Marseille, but the fact that they're getting Pavard for exactly the same money. Man, how are you managing your stuff? It's just it's not possible. So Inter is probably laughing their asses off, thinking they've upgraded their defense, literally, they've gotten a player who's X times better without putting in any more money. Thank you, Marseille. Apart from this, there's been a couple of interesting deals coming out of Paris FC. They've brought back a very old, if you guys have good memories, a very old former PSG TT in Jonathan Ikone, who's been around and is back now to Ligue 1 and back into Paris FC. They obviously finalized Pierre-Les Melou from Brest a few days ago. They were looking at a midfielder, I think, from Reims, a youngster from Reims, who they made a 20 million offer for, but apparently Reims is not letting go. So that one is not going to happen. But the news of the day for them is that they were looking at finalizing a deal with Saint-Etienne for Stassin, who was the center forward of Saint-Etienne last season. If you remember, Saint-Etienne got relegated last season, but Stassin in this relegated team managed to score, I think, I want to say 12 goals, but somewhere between 12 and 15 goals in the year. He's a young attacker as well, very, very talented, and I think he outshone the rest of the Saint-Etienne team. And so now, he might be going to Paris FC for, again, I think more than 25 million. So a pretty sizable deal for a Ligue 1 team. So really interesting business out of there. Lyon was also active, and they were looking at bringing a couple of attackers, but nothing has been confirmed as far as I've heard. So there's still a bit of time, but they need to hurry up, really. And yeah, I'm scrolling at the same time, like this is going to be the thing. Apparently, Zegrova from Lille is going to Juventus, has passed his medical. So that's the latest information. Yeah, Adrien Rabiot is to AC Milan is getting confirmed. So yeah, like a little bit of activity from a PSG standpoint, because like let's talk about this, because this is really what's interesting to all of us. From a PSG standpoint, the business of the day was really about offloading some of the excess players that we had in our squad, and to some degree we've succeeded at it. And so the big ones of the day are first Donnarumma going to Man City, done deal. He's passed his medical in Italy since he's there with the national team. And it is a here we go that we're waiting official confirmation on, but seems to be happening. We're looking at a deal of around 30 million euros plus bonuses on top. So what this means is that essentially Donnarumma is covering a big chunk, like the biggest part of the Chevalier transfer. Which is good for us, and I think that's pretty good news. It's good news for Donnarumma, and obviously he's a player that all of us supporters have in our heart. So it's good for him. He's going to be playing in a big club. He's going to be playing in the Champions League. So fantastic. And even for PSG, we're getting decent money out of a player who only had 1 year remaining in his contract, who everyone knew was excess to requirement because we already signed a new keeper. And so, yeah, so we're getting some money from him. We're not putting ourselves in a position where we've got two like first team level goalkeepers potentially fighting for the spot. So happy days. Best outcome that we could have hoped for. So that one I'm very happy with. Then we had some other players. I'll start with Carlos Soler, who I think the last Mercato videos that I've done are already referenced this. But we've done a weird sort of deal with Real Sociedad. Initially, we had talked with them about loaning the player with an option to buy. And the player actually refused that, really wanted to just be transferred and not be loaned. And so we found a deal by which we sold essentially half of the player. So 50% of the rights of the player for 7 million euro plus bonuses. And what this means is that he's a 28-year-old player. So if he gets transferred again, and when he gets transferred again, and I assume there's some clause in if this doesn't happen, we'd get 50% of that transfer. So, for a player who, once again, like we don't really want in our squad and we don't really need, and he had like, I guess, an okay loan in West Ham overall last season. Yeah, it's fine. It's like not the best of deal, not the worst of deal. It is what it is. I'm fine with it. It's a bit of a weird one, but we can live with that. And yeah, that's the way it goes. Then Marco Asensio was another like long-standing one. Finally went back to the first conversations that he was having, which was with Fenerbahce, and he agreed to move to Fenerbahce. It looks like a 15 million transfer. Which I'm very happy with. Honestly, like perfect for me. It's funny, I heard someone mention that apparently since Fenerbahce fired Mourinho, apparently a lot more players are interested in going, which I don't know if it's linked, but like it's kind of funny in a way. But anyway, like, yeah, he's off to Fenerbahce. We're getting some money. He was a big wage bill, Asensio. He was, I think, within the top 10 of biggest salary in PSG. So great that we managed to offload him and make some money with him. Like perfectly happy with that. So that's done. The one which is a lot less satisfying, and let's talk about this, and it's also like the big one of the day, is Randal Kolo Muani. And we've talked about this all summer, and yeah, like the conclusion, which was like sadly kind of foreseeable in a lot of ways, is that yesterday PSG decided to stop negotiating with Juventus on Kolo Muani. because like Juventus was going back and forth and was proving to be completely inconsistent in negotiation, to the point where PSG was seriously doubting that they'd be able to finalize the deal. And honestly, like, yeah, it was, I'm not going to say obvious from the start, but I mean, like, as the summer progressed, Juventus signed player after player after player, while telling us that they didn't have the money to even do a loan with an option to buy at the end of the season. It's kind of, yeah, it's nonsense after a while. Obviously, like, Kolo Muani really wanted to go there, but yeah, tough luck, Matt. Like, they don't have the money. Like, you've got a contract with PSG. If they can't pay for you, they can't pay for you, and you go somewhere else. And we waited until the 11th hour, until like the day before the end of Mercato, to take like the very obvious conclusion of, yeah, it's not going to work out with Juventus. And honestly, like, I think we were a bit silly, but like, I really blame the agent of the player. It's like, at some point, like, you're getting like a huge commission on those transfers. You're getting like really good money. You've got to be able to have a tough conversation with your client and sit down the player and go like, look, mate, like, Juventus is just like effing around. They're not getting this done. I know they told Kolo Muani that they really wanted him and would do everything, but that was clearly not happening. So you've got to think of something else. And now they had to turn around at the 11th hour. And so the deal that we found is that Kolo Muani is going to Tottenham on loan, apparently with no clause or option to buy. But a paid loan. So Tottenham is going to pay not only his wage, but also like a 5 million fee for the year, 5 million euro fee for the year, which is, it is what it is on the last day of Mercato. Like, it's clearly not the best. At the same time, like, it's kind of a move that makes sense. And for me, I was kind of always hoping a little bit that Kolo Muani would end up going to England. Most of it was because I thought like we'd be able to make an English team just pay a fee and transfer the player entirely. But I really do think that this league plays to the quality of the player. He's fast, he's physical, he can play in like intense football. He was very successful in Germany, where like also like, the ball goes back and forth all game very quickly. So I can definitely like see him be successful in England. I think in Tottenham as well, like we faced them in the Super Cup, and I think like with the new coach that they have, they beat Man City last weekend. Not this weekend, the weekend before, so like 10 days ago. They almost like beat us, and ultimately like we went to penalty, but we drew. They just recruited Xavi Simon as well. They've got Richarlison in attack. They've got Kudus in attack. So they've got a few quality players, but they also like they definitely have room for a player like Kolo Muani to come in and be successful and make an impact and get some serious playing time and really show off his skill. In a team where, with the new coach and the new way of playing and what it looks like they've been starting to do, I wouldn't be surprised to see them like performing higher than expected. And like, it could be a year where Tottenham ends up in a European qualifying place in England, or definitely a top half finish in the Premier League, which would be interesting. They're going to be playing in the Champions League as well. I really, really hope that for once we didn't make any mistake and included the clause so he cannot pay against us. But we'll see about this. Usually we don't, so I'm not going to hold my breath on this one, but it'd be good. But so it's a last day of the Mercato deal. It's far from ideal. I would have preferred to get like 60 million euro up front, or like a loan with an automatic option to buy triggered at the end of the season. But at least, it's a player that we don't want, who's going to get some football in a place where like he's going to be wanted and needed, and where the football actually is in line with his skill set. So yeah, it could be a lot better. It could be also a lot worse. So that's kind of where we are with PSG. We're not expecting any last-minute deals of player coming in. Sadly, that's kind of done. Come back to this. I'll do a quick check on what we've got. What we've got in terms of activities, if there's anything happening. But yeah, like at the same time, yeah, like what do we have? Let me check. Yeah, Mikotadze officially leaving to Lyon for Villarreal. Yeah, OM looks like they're gonna be like apparently they're signing papers for Pavard, so this is gonna be happening. It's funny, like I said. Not a whole lot otherwise. Let me check Fabrizio Romano because he's this is where Mercato is happening. Yeah, no, nothing new. Gondogai confirmed going to Galatasaray. Mentioned that earlier. Igor to Crystal Palace, not happening. Don't really care. Yeah, no, that's about it. So I think all of the biggest deal, like we've mentioned them. I think they're gonna get finalized. There's still a couple of hours going on in Mercato world anyway. And yeah, sadly, like no more business for PSG, guys. Like I'm a bit sad. I was kind of hoping against all hope that we would have a last minute like surprise. But yeah, like this is just not happening. We'll just have to be happy with getting our excess players sold, and so this is the way of the last day. Anyway, I'm kind of going to close it here. I think we've touched base on everything that's going on. Let me know in the comment because this video is going to be posted on YouTube anyway. So if you're watching this, like, let me know what you think of this Mercato. Did we do enough business as PSG, or should we have brought in more players to cover our bench a little bit better? How we hopeful for more moves in January and maybe a Kvara style arrival at that point in the season. And then, like in terms of world football, like what's the deal of the year for you, and what's the move that's really gonna impact world football and gonna make a difference for the team that got it. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Also, like leave a like, leave a comment. Please subscribe to the channel as always. It really massively helps. Quite happy with the little community that we have. So yeah, let me know in the comment what you think. And don't forget, ici c'est Paris!